very special day. Every day is special because it is created by God. But today is extra special because we would like to talk to you about the beginning of the world.
Yes, I'm super excited to tell you. So let's get started. Long ago in a galaxy far away.
No, that's the beginning of the movie Star Wars. Though it is a very cool movie, it's not the story of the creation of the world. This story starts with nothing.
Nothing? How can we start a story with nothing? It's got to start with something.
It starts with nothing because there was nothing.
In the beginning of time, there was nothing at all. No earth, no light, just emptiness.
It was like the inside of a basketball or a cup after you drank all the milk out of it, but God was there and he had an idea of what he wanted to fill up the emptiness with.
Guess what? Since he's God, he can make things just appear by speaking. It's like if you say, let there be a roller coaster, and then any kind of roller coaster you wanted just appeared.
So in the middle of nothing, God said, let there be light. And the darkness was filled with light. Now, we know what light is, but remember, it had never existed before. Everything God made was brand new.
Whoa, did you hear that explosion? That was the sound of my mind being blown.
So it was probably like when you're asleep and someone comes in the room and flips on the lights, except there were no people yet. God was creating a world for them first.
Anyway, light was the first thing God made. He called the light day and the darkness night. He made a huge space above water and called it sky. Then he gathered all the water and separated it from dry ground and called it sea. He called the dry ground land.
God called it all good.
He thought what he made was pretty sweet, but he wasn't done yet. All that land was still there, so God made plants, oak trees, palm trees, evergreen trees, grass, roses, sunflowers, and every other type of bush, flower, and plant, including the ones we eat, like broccoli and Brussels sprouts.
Kids, eat your broccoli and Brussels sprouts. They're good for you.
Then God looked at all the plants and called them good. Kids, that includes all the vegetables.
After plants, God created the sun to shine all day and the moon to shine all night. He sprinkled twinkling balls of light and called them stars.
Have you ever looked up at the sky and been mesmerized by all the stars and how beautiful they are?
Look, there's a falling star.
Look, there's the Big Dipper.
Okay, they're pretty, but it's time to move on with our story.
God looked at all he created.
And guess what? He called that stuff good too.
Next, God filled the water with fish, whales, sharks, squid, and every other sea creature.
He filled the sky with flapping, chirping, squawking birds. And do you know what? And what do you think he called the fish and birds?
Yep, good. Even though sometimes birds poop on their heads.
Now there were fish and birds, but still nothing but plants on the land. So God said, let there be animals, and then came all kinds of animals.
And animals of all kinds came crawling, scurrying, skipping, jumping, stomping, and racing across the dry ground.
Animals were everywhere, getting into everything, roaming where they wanted.
And just like everything else, God called the animals good.
I think the animals are kind of out of control.
Order please get in line so we can move with our skit right by the giant good sign? Hint, hint.
Thank you, animals. Now let's get moving on with our skit.
God was almost done, but he had one more thing to create that he had imagined for the very beginning when the earth was still empty. People. And he was going to love this part of his creations more than anything else.
See, the land, sky, animals, and plants were beautiful, but none of them are as precious to God as we are. So God finally created Adam and Eve.
God created humankind in God's image, each one of us having the goodness, beauty, and creation and wonder of God the Creator. God delighted in all creation. God finally had company, someone else to share the world with.
God took care of their every deed like their loving father and mother. God gave them dominion over the world, creation, which meant they always had enough to make them happy. God said, "See, I have given you every plant yielding seed that is upon the face of the earth, and every tree which seeds its fruit. You shall have them for food."
They just had one more easy responsibility. Take care of all God's creations with love.
God planned for humankind to live in this perfect world forever. No hunger, no sickness, no sadness, and no loneliness.
Wow, Adam and Eve had made it. They could run around.
Play with all the animals in the garden.
And pick delicious fruits from all of the trees except one apple tree. But that's the subject of another skit.
Yes, let's let that one go until another time. The most important message is that God was very pleased with all of creation and greatly loved the whole creation.
But he especially loved the humans who were made in his image and cared for all creation.
He looked at all this and said it was not just good, but very good.
After all his creating, wouldn't you be exhausted?
Yes, I'd say that I would definitely need a breather. God was so delighted in everything that he created that he decided to rest on the seventh day and enjoy his perfect world.
And that